Good afternoon. Welcome to the Sun Valley Community School graduation for the class of 2021. We will get started in just a few moments, so please find your seats.
In the class of 2021, please. Good afternoon. I'm Steve Chaffron, board chair of the school's board of trustees. I want to welcome everybody today to the graduation ceremony class of 2021 at the Sun Valley Community School. Welcome. Before turning the microphone over to Ben, in this unusual year, I want to just reach out to the extended Cutthroat family, the parents, grandparents, teachers, administrators, and most importantly, and thank everybody. It has been a year like no other, and there are a lot of things to disagree about, a lot of things to figure out. We find ourselves at the end of the school year in a happy and joyous place, healthy, and I'm so excited to see everybody up here with masks. So, with that, I'll turn it over to Ben, but just please accept the board's heartfelt thanks for all of your support this year. Bravo.
My name is Ben Pettit, and I am the head of school here at Sun Valley Community School. And I know Steve has already welcomed everybody, but welcome to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2021. It has been quite the year. Thank you to the grandparents, parents, families, friends, and members of the Board of Trustees for your work, thoughtfulness, cooperation, flexibility, and most importantly, trust as we have navigated the shifting landscape and unusual circumstances this past year. In particular, I would like to take a moment right now to thank our amazing faculty and staff. They're up in the back. This is a year defined by opportunities seized and tremendous learning. Their collective effort made that possible. From the maintenance team and business office, and from the ECC to upper school, they collectively rose to innumerable challenges and stayed focused on creating great experiences for our students. I could not be more proud. I would also like to thank our board chair, Steve Chaffron, who 2 years ago signed on for the role. He could not have anticipated what was to come. But he's been the perfect partner, mentor, sage, and leader over the past 2 years. Thank you, Steve. Thank you as well to our graduation speaker, Tyler Norris, class of 1977, for being here and sharing your story and wisdom with all of us on this beautiful Sun Valley day. And most importantly, thank you to the members of the class of 2021 for being the special cutthroats that you are and for giving us all a reason to celebrate today. Patrick Graham, our outdoor program director, relayed a quick story this past Thursday morning. He recalled in pure admiration how your class handled gale force winds, which created a storm of blowing dust, debris, and more on Quest. He recounted how you were unfazed by the weather, and in many ways you were even more grateful for the experience because of the weather. More than many classes, you have learned that the world never waits for any individual or group to be ready for adversity. You have also learned and demonstrated time and time again that events do reveal character and opportunity. This past year and throughout your time as cutthroats, the world has been knocking loudly on your doors and you have been challenged, most recently by the pandemic and issues of social justice that have roiled in our country. And you have navigated all of this beyond admirably. You have taken the steps necessary and adapted to the changes required with little complaint. You have rallied to each other with compassion and strength. Year over year, you became closer, more inclusive, and more respectful of each other. And this year, that bond and cohesion was critical to our successes as a school. You have moved forward with steadfast determination and gratitude despite the seeming unfairness of the circumstance. You seem to embrace the fact that life is given to be lived, not to lament what is lost. You have demonstrated a remarkable maturity, and I am grateful that you were the senior class to help lead the way through this most unusual and challenging year. While there have been setbacks and obstacles, as is always true in life, this has also been a year with huge successes and great accomplishments. In little ways and small, I have seen all of you achieve so much. As a class, you have shone brightly. You are a class filled with academics, with 2 members of your collective having earned National Merit Finalist status and a few academic state championships. You have earned state championship trophies and medals, with 7 of our athletic teams participating and placing in state competitions this past year. One of your classmates was also named to the U.S. Ski and Snowboard national team. On the stage and in film, you have performed both iconic and original works with gusto and delight, while mentoring our younger generation of artists. Several of you will formally continue to pursue your artistic and athletic passions at selective college and university programs next year. Through your enthusiastic participation in the outdoor program, you have immersed yourselves in the outdoors, knowing that with each challenge, you solidify your grit, your resilience. Knowing that with each summit, you earn the view. Your capstone presentations for the Creative Arts Academy, Outdoor Leadership Academy, and senior projects were stellar and diverse. You have been civic-minded, and you have served the community and been allies to underrepresented voices. Your accomplishments are tremendous. With that, our graduating cutthroats, I urge you to continue to take greater pride in your choices than your accomplishments and gifts as you step into your new adventures, opportunities, and communities. It is easy for exceptionally talented young people like yourselves to take pride in your gifts. I'm really athletic, or I'm really smart, or I'm really good at drawing, I'm really good at math. That is more than fine, and you should celebrate gifts. But, as my father always told me, you should be happy, you should be proud, but do not rest solely in your gifts and accomplishments. Rather, take pride in how you decide to use your gifts. Take pride in both what you choose to do and what you choose not to do. Take pride in the relationships you put time into. Continue to take equal pride in being heard and in hearing differing perspectives. Take pride in how much of yourself you put into your art, your sport, your craft, your passion, your work, your friends, and your family, because you get to control all of that. And that is something, when you're looking back on your life many, many years from now, you get to be very proud of. Your choices, your effort, your empathy, the love and respect shared, and how you elevate yourselves and everyone around you. I often say that one of the strengths of our school is that we help students on the path to being their best authentic selves. It is true that searching for oneself is a journey of a lifetime, and that life is what happens in between. But I am encouraged because when I reflect on your class, it is clear that you are already people of substance and you are on paths to become even more substantial. As you step beyond the Sun Valley Community School in Wood River Valley, I hope you continue on those paths and to live the mission of the school. Think critically, be thorough, develop a deep understanding of the important topics and questions that permeate and impact your lives and our world. Continue to embrace challenges and to engage confidently with steadfast resolve and determination as you always have. Do the hard work, and most importantly, go on to lead positively impactful and purposeful lives that you are meant to live. Make us better. Remember your roots and continue to be the hardworking, generous, gregarious, flexible, thoughtful, reflective, and most importantly, just the wonderful people that we know that you are. And finally, remember that you don't have to do anything sensational to have people love you. We already do. So go be your sensational selves. I know there is a profound mix of excitement and nervousness with any major life changes, but take heart in the fact that change is the essential and fundamental process, the fundamental constant of and for all existence. We are meant to stretch and grow throughout our lives. So, as you step out into the world, outside the bubble you were referring to last night, do your best, be bold, and mighty forces will come to your aid. I think that's attributable to Goethe, the German philosopher. Your cutthroat family will be behind you all the way. Congratulations to the wonderful Sun Valley Community School class of 2021 on your graduation. I will miss you. We will all miss you. Now I want to take just a moment to introduce our upper school head, Kevin Campbell, to share a few words and introduce our senior speakers. Kevin is prepared, intelligent, hardworking, and compassionate. He has been a rock this past year, and he truly loves all that comes with being an upper school head, which is a rare set of traits. Ladies and gentlemen, my great partner and friend, Kevin Campbell.
Thank you, Ben. Just going to take this in for a moment. It's the fruit of a lot of hard work on all of our behalf to make today happen. On behalf of all of our students up here, I just want to thank you and welcome you all to our graduation ceremony. As we all know, this has been a memorable school year that has been marked by challenges, but defined by our successes. We have all been put to the test and have emerged stronger, wiser, and with a renewed perspective on what is important in life. Indeed, we all have much to be grateful for. Perhaps the most important aspect being the opportunities we have had this year at school to reflect on our personal growth and deepen our understanding of our purpose, the set of values and principles that inform our actions in pursuit of our goals. I know we have all experienced moments this year in which doubt, apprehension, and fear were the pervading sentiment and could have easily informed our actions to an unhealthy extent. Our community was shaken to its core, and what was revealed were the principles and values, the purpose of this school community: thinking critically, engaging confidently, embracing challenges. This purpose, this mission, was alive and well, and was the foundation upon which we were able to leverage these considerable challenges to enable our even greater success. Class of 2021, you have all personified these principles throughout your time at our school, and I want to thank you very much for living our mission and purpose every day, and for inspiring me and so many others to keep grinding, even when it would have been so much easier to just give up. As you all embark on this next phase of your lives and on the next phase of all of our lives, I hope you take stock of your purpose and use the lessons we learned together this year to help inform the decisions and choices you make going forward. Now, like most upper school assemblies, I want to end with a couple of thank yous before introducing our senior speakers. Firstly, parents and families, I want to thank you all for your patience, trust, cooperation, and good faith this year, and for entrusting us with the education of your children. All of our families have been put to the test this year, and I wanted to acknowledge all of you for what you've done to support your child or your children and what you've done to support the school. You deserve all the joy and happiness that this great day brings. I would like to thank my colleagues. Thank you for all of your dedication, courage, collaboration, and camaraderie this year. This past 15 months, again, has tested us in ways we could have never imagined, and I truly believe we have emerged stronger as a team and as a school than when we entered. And so thank you for being there for our students and modeling the purpose and the mission of our school so expertly. And lastly, kiddos, class of 2021, thank you for your humor, dedication, adaptability, integrity, and for showing up. That is such a big deal. Just being at school, showing up. You've set a powerful example for our students, and as I mentioned earlier, inspired me and so many others to keep striving for our personal goals. I'm very, very proud of each and every one of you and grateful that I was able to be a small part of your education. So now, I'd like to introduce a few of our senior speakers. So before we get to our speeches, I hope you can all join me in acknowledging our senior, sorry, I'm flipping through pages here, Acknowledging our class of 2021 alumni representatives, who are Noel Lafleur and Crosby Bow. And now to read this year's yearbook dedication are Kaylin Bradshaw and Rye Fruling.
This year, we decided to dedicate the yearbook to the Wade brothers, Kevin and Connor, and Richard Whitelaw. Now, to read the dedication for the Wade brothers, Rye Fruling.
When you think of a cutthroat, there are few traits that immediately come to mind. Adventurous, kind, driven, hardworking, and passionate. The Wade brothers, Connor, class of 2005, and Kevin, class of 2006, not only possess these traits, but are the embodiment of what it means to be a true cutthroat. Whenever you enter a class with Connor, he is always sitting with a smile on his face and instantly makes everyone feel welcome. Connor puts his students first and cares about their well-being more than anything, and it has not gone unnoticed by our class. Rain or shine, in person or online, Connor's passion for helping his students is unparalleled, and he is always our biggest supporter, regardless of whether we succeed or fail in our endeavors. Connor makes us feel valued and important as individuals, and that is something the class of 2021 will never forget. Thank you, Connor. You can almost always find Kevin in the theater with a LaCroix in his hand, working hard on something for an upcoming show. Kevin started teaching at the school when we were in 9th grade and has shared countless laughs with our class. He can turn any bad mood into a good one and always finds the joy in every situation. Kevin is also a person to whom his students can go to with anything. He builds trusting connections with all who have had the pleasure of knowing him. He has dedicated himself to teaching theater not only because it's what he loves to do, but above all, because he loves guiding his students towards living impactful, purposeful lives. The Wade brothers have brought a passion for teaching, the outdoors, the arts, and most importantly, for their students, which will not be forgotten by the class of 2021 or any member of the Cutthroat community. They led by example and have made the school a more welcoming and accepting place. The class of 2021 is forever grateful for everything you have done for us, and we will continue to lead impactful, purposeful lives thanks to your examples. We love you guys. Julia Ott and Rye Fruling on behalf of the class of 2021. And now, Kaylin Bradshaw reading the dedication to Richard Whitelaw on behalf of the class.
Every student at Sun Valley Community School knows Richie. On every walk by the quad or trip to assembly, his smiling face is there to greet you. He's always willing to share a quick chat, and he's interested and knowledgeable about what each and every student's passions and interests are. It's very rare to meet an individual who is so invested in everyone's lives around them, and Richard is one of those special people. His loves are many, but chief among them are Liverpool and the mighty Cutthroats. But most profoundly, his love is the students. You'd struggle to find a more dedicated coach, athletic director, or any other kind of person. Although every student gets to know Richard, few get to know him in the way which I have. The hours I've spent with him seem endless, and each hour spent with him is a good one. These moments happen during soccer season when we talk after practice, or for 5 minutes before basketball. They happen during passing periods and on the phone. And each time I get to spend time with Richard, I'm again reminded of how lucky I am to have a mentor and friend like him. The times I've spent with him talking about everything Premier League or about our upcoming soccer season or just about how the day has been are some of my fondest Sun Valley Community School memories. Richard has been a part of our community for some 20 years. He's been an important part of each graduating class, but especially ours. We owe a huge part of our growth and success to him. We know he will always be our biggest fan. He will always be cheering us on from the sidelines. Richard is many things to many people. To some, he's a coach. to others, a PE teacher or a colleague. But most importantly to us, he's a friend, and a treasured one at that. On behalf of the class of 2021, we want to thank you for the incredible amount of love, time, and encouragement you have given each and every one of us. It's not every year that you win a third consecutive boys 3A state soccer tournament. Thank you, Richard.
Now our senior gift presenters, Ethan Marks and Maddie Dunn.
One of the greatest parts about the Sun Valley Community School is the respect it instills on every student for the outdoors. This value has taken a strong effect on our class, and each student has a great appreciation for nature and a deep sense of exploration.
For our class gift, we wanted to provide more opportunities to be able to appreciate nature right on campus. There have been a couple pairs of waders at the school for a long time. However, they all have holes and don't really work. So we decided to gift new waders to the school for our senior gift. We hope that these waders can help foster curiosity, a sense of exploration, and respect for nature in the student body. Thank you.
And now for the first of our two senior speakers, Merritt Kaiser.
Putting into words what this class means to me and to this community in a 3 to 5 minute speech would be impossible. We are a class of kind-hearted and spirited people. We are students, skiers, snowboarders, soccer players, tennis stars, skaters, runners, Nordorks, basketballers, kayakers, fly fishers, actors, actresses, musicians, and artists. We are not just classmates, but we are friends. And we are not just friends, but we are family. From within the walls of our school, where we first forged these special bonds, whether in English class, on the quad, or wading in the creek, to the outdoor classrooms on the shores of Washington's coast, the stages in Ashland, or atop the slick rock slabs of Utah, people quite literally ask us if we are a family. And the answer is yes. This community school class of 2021 truly is one big family. Beneath the starry night sky in Escalante this past week, I found myself struggling to come up with what I wanted to say in my speech today. One thought continuously popped into my head. This class and this school is special, but what makes it special? It's the little things, leaving your house in the morning, running late, and pulling in the parking lot to see E-Dog, Nils, Lily, and Toby also frantically running to class. It's stepping inside the doors of the upper school and hearing the familiar echoing voice of Phil Huss and the distant chatter of Miss E's class that you're late to as you scurry down the hall. It's sitting in the library during your free period with every intention of starting your calculus homework, only to find yourself out of time at the end of the period, surrounded by a random group of classmates who slowly trickled in, and somehow you got to spend your time talking about anything and everything except the topics of limits or differentiation. It's the student-teacher relationships, walking past Eric Covington and breaking into a grin as he greets you with his constant enthusiasm and warmth. It's seeing Pilar after winter break and realizing that you missed her class and her positive attitude and her passion for students and for the language. It's passing Hannes and the little cutthroats on the quad and smiling when you realize how he is shaping and inspiring the next generation of community school students with his endless knowledge, patience, and wonder of the world and all of its life forms. Finally, it's walking out into the quad in the fall and spring, greeted not only by the incredible views of both Baldy and the creek, but by the shouts and laughter of the kids on the quad, running and tumbling as they play spike ball, football, badminton, or frisbee. That smile that you find on your face encompasses and describes this special place. It is one fully of happiness, passion, learning, and good-hearted fun and friendship. Even more than the little things, it's the bigger moments that make this class and this school so unique. The moments of both bad and good, making mistakes, and celebrating accomplishments. It's throwing a formal for your class, complete with balloons, streamers, food, dresses, and suits, and the untimely and unexpected arrival of the Haley Police Department at 9:15. It is learning from these mistakes as a class and looking back only to realize that this experience brought so many individuals together and solidified the special bond of this class. It's the traditions like Bob Doyle Day, walking into the upper school on a brisk winter morning, greeted by the aromas of coffee and hot chocolate, and the rosy-cheeked faces of your faculty and friends. And in these moments, you find yourself saying, wow, I love these people so much. It's the culminating moments like Angle Cup, where you come together as a school, load the chair dressed as an astronaut, cow, an Anne Aganon, or a cowboy, and spend your day underneath the bluebird sky in the best of company. And at the end of the day, as you carry your skis back to your car and you see the young cutthroats getting picked up by their parents, huge grins on their tired faces, you think to yourself, I hope they had as much fun as I did with them today. Finally, it's the moment of reflection in which you fully realize the impact of this school and the special bonds of our class. Whether it's on Shishi Beach as you listen to the waves crash outside your tent, beside Redfish Lake as you snuggle under your sleeping bag in the fall chill, or atop the Slick Rock in Utah listening to the crickets chirp, the best moments are when you find yourself in one of these places, just as I did this past week, staring up at the clear night sky and asking the vast universe around you, how did I get so lucky to go to a school where I'm able to explore places like this with the most incredible people who sleep beside me? It's in these moments that you realize how few individuals are lucky enough to have these experiences, how few individuals experience even glimmers of the natural beauty and deep friendship that we share. Looking back upon the countless memories and traditions we have made and experienced as a class over the past years, while looking forward to the summer ahead and the journeys we are about to embark on, I know that each and every one of the 45 cutthroats in this class will go on to make this world a better, kinder, and far more interesting place. With that being said, I would like to leave you with a little saying from my Death Hollow group. In the best moments, laughing together after falling into the creek, after having a blast playing rock golf, or post full-blown snack attack at the van at 9 a.m., we would say, this is ideal. So simply stated, it has been ideal being a member of the Sun Valley Community School class of 2021. Cheers.
And now for our final senior speaker, Charlie Snyder.
Hi, everybody. I first off want to start by saying that this is a huge honor. Many of my classmates haven't seen me in any classes this year, so I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Charlie. 2021 is not an easy time to be graduating high school. From navigating a pandemic, or so I've heard, to dodging super spreader events, we live in difficult times. And while it hasn't been easy, all that really matters is that we're here. So for that, let's give the class of 21 a round of applause. Over the last year, there's been a lot of the same. Every time you open your phone or turn on the TV, it's pretty much just the next bad thing that's happened. And even though it's been a pretty long year, it's far from defined us. Each student up here has had a unique journey to this stage, and that's the difficulty of this speech. I'm not here to tell mine or anyone else's journey, but I'm here to tell our collective story. From the time we began at community school, a lot has changed. From our teachers, to our classmates, to ourselves, and even to our sense of taste and smell. Where's Willie at? Too many people look at the world we live in today, and they consider themselves unlucky. But I believe that we have a lot to be grateful for. There are few people who have had the experiences that we have had. Few have floated the salmon, walked the Olympic Peninsula, or through the desert. Few have had the opportunity to ski some of the best mountains in the world and then sleep in a yurt with all their best friends. And that is why I say, for the class of 2021, at community school, we have had more than just an education. We have had an experience. Part of that experience is being part of a class of 40-some people. Some might say that a group that small could be toxic or redundant, but for us, we've grown relationships that many spend decades to develop. Over the years, our class has been through a lot. While finding our way through the world that was middle school, we quickly learned that the world we thought we knew was not the real world. This time was harder for some than others, but in the end, we all found out who we actually were. We found friends that could be trusted with anything, and we found a sense of community that many spend a lifetime looking for. Each person to this stage has had a different journey to this point, and each person will have a different journey through life. But we all share one thing in common. And no, I'm not talking about my class's love for formal. I'm talking about the bond we share through our experiences. Community school alum Ben Canalesis once told me that in college, he never felt like his fraternity brothers were his brothers, but he felt like his friends from community school were. I'm not sure how many of you have spent a night in freezing temperatures in a snow cave, or had to sprint back to your tent in pouring rain in the middle of the night, or gotten food poisoning with everybody in your class. But those are bonding experiences that not much else can top. Sometimes the experiences that help us bond the most are the ones that people try to avoid the most. Or as I like to say, mutual hatred brings people together. For example, as I just mentioned, in 8th grade, my entire class, minus myself and a few lucky others, got food poisoning on an outdoor trip. This was worst case scenario. However, outside of that night, we had a great trip. And that's what's special about our class. No matter the circumstances, we always seem to find the good in what we are doing. And as we've entered what most people would consider to be a less than ideal time to be alive, I can confidently say that our class has made the most of every second of it. And while the sun is setting on this journey, there's no doubt in my mind that my friends from today will be my friends in the future. And just because that we are about to get the piece of paper that says that we have done the thing that is legally required of us by the government doesn't mean that our experiences as a group are even close to over. My final, and hopefully not the only meaningful thing in this speech. Class of 21, know this. For better or for worse, regardless of your experiences here over the past years, we have shaped each other. We all floated the Salmon River together, walked the Oregon coast together, skied on Powder Day together, got Corona together, and we all became capable individuals together. So for that, I want to thank the class of 2021 for giving me the honor of speaking today and for giving me the best 18 years of my life. Thank you.
Thank you, Merritt. Thank you, Charlie. Now it is my pleasure to present our commencement speaker, Tyler Norris. Tyler has lived many lives since he was a member of the first Sun Valley Community School graduating class in 1977. He has also, in good community school fashion, sought out many adventures. But perhaps most importantly, he has dedicated his life to helping others build stronger and healthier communities locally, nationally, and internationally. After graduating from SAM School, as SVCS was affectionately known back then, Tyler attended Colorado College, graduating with a degree in world political economy. Later in life, Tyler went back to school and graduated from Harvard Business School's executive program and earned a Master of Divinity degree from Naropa University, where he is currently the board chair. Tyler has also trekked to the K2 base camp in Pakistan and developed a multi-country hiking path through the Middle East. He once ran an environmental not-for-profit for John Denver, and in the 1980s, he was honored by President Ronald Reagan for his work helping people in recovery get back on their feet as a founder of Step Denver in Colorado. This is just a small bit of what Tyler has achieved in over 35 years of working to improve health and quality of life in communities around the world. Having worked in the public, private, and nonprofit sectors, Tyler is currently the CEO of Wellbeing Trust and previously headed up Total Health for Kaiser Permanente. In January 2020, Tyler presented at Davos World Economic Forum. His focus was on building infrastructure for the U.S. mental health and well-being movement, a timely presentation since we have seen even more stress on our mental health system during this past year. Tyler traces his belief in the power of community and the importance of service to his days at community school. As a student in the beginning days of our school, he saw firsthand the power that a community can have to take a vision and turn it into a reality. And for over 35 years, Tyler has shaped health and economic development initiatives around the world. We are excited to share this day with an alum who has been living out our mission to lead an impactful and purposeful life since his own graduation. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tyler Norris.
Thank you, Ben. I think you pretty much said it there. Well, I have to say, this was not a role that I, or probably anybody 44 years ago, thought I would be playing. But here I am, a product of the community school having shaped the trajectory of my life. And along with my fellow classmates in that first class, living proof of our motto, from here, anywhere. I want to thank you for inviting me. I've given hundreds of talks over the years, and I'm surprisingly nervous today. Maybe I have something hopeful, useful to say. And I appreciate my partner, Kate, and my family for putting up with me. I want to start by appreciating the class of 2021 for our conversation yesterday up there, for being real with me about yourselves, for the description of the privilege that you've had to be at this school and what that privilege really meant, and telling the truth about your hopes and fears for the future. It meant a lot to me to hear that. It is said that wisdom tells me I'm nothing. Love tells me I'm everything. And between the two, my life flows. And that's what I want to talk with you about today. The space in between, where our life flows. Especially the who you are, the beingness, the character, between all the doingness of your projects, going off to school and the jobs that you will have in the future. And much deeper than all the projections that some of these loving people out there probably project on you from time to time about who you might be. An early mentor of mine was the physicist Buckminster Fuller, and he used to remind us about the 99.9% of all that is perceived that is invisible. And that's what I want to talk with you about. That 99% that some of you described to me yesterday, and a couple of you just described a few minutes ago, of the trust you've built with each other. The pride you have in this school. And the way you've built friendships and mutuality through good times and bad. So my message today comes in 3 parts. And here's the first. Back in 1977, alongside a dozen classmates, a few hundred meters over there behind the school, we gathered by Trail Creek. And there were 2 tributaries of thought in my mind that day. One of them was out-of-body excited, like I know some of you are. I was off to Colorado College and getting the heck out of this little town and into my future. And like you, we were tough mountain kids. Ski racers, a couple early boarders, fly fishers, kayakers. You and Charlie mentioned some of that. Frankly, more at home, deep in nature than on city streets. We were the first class of cutthroats, and like you, we won some and we lost some. And like you, we had future Olympians in our ranks. Our biggest victory was trouncing Bora High in the high school state soccer championships. And we did it with a co-ed team, a couple starting sophomores, because that's just who we were then. And we did it with gay and queer before we even knew how to talk about that. That's who we were. Strong, experimental, courageous, diverse, and resilient. The other tributary in my mind that day was a little murkier and a little less exciting. I was a decent kid, for sure, with a lot of promise and a family and a school behind me, but I also carried a backpack full of shame and self-doubt, partially propelled or propped up by some unearned bravado, and a big cloak of self-judgment around me for some missteps that I really just couldn't quite shake. Because for me and a few of my classmates back in the day, we struggled mightily with anxiety and depression and addiction. And feeling untethered was a pretty real experience for us. It reached a crescendo for me at the tender age of 14 when a buddy and I in this school, fueled by the parents' liquor cabinet, were arrested for vandalism, the very places that supported us in this community. I'll never forget the day a few weeks after our bust when Sam Hazard, the founding headmaster, gathered a group like this, and there we were in the front row, me and David and our parents, horrified, where he went on to say that rather than being thrown out of the school and sent to the reform school down by Rexburg, which I was pretty sure was going to be our fate, we were met with both compassion and consequence, with reconciliation and a chance to work it out, what today you'd call diversion and restorative justice. I remember Sam's booming voice saying, any kids that would do this to this school, oh, I was going to die. But he said, need this school, this community. And they folded us back in. The rest is history for me. Community saved my life. This community saved my life. In fact, it's this kind of restorative justice for a couple white kids in a rural community that is sorely needed everywhere now, right? Especially for black and brown and indigenous kids whose similar indiscretions are rarely met in these times with the same kind of embrace or level of support for their own healing. So as Ben said, a few years later, I had the chance to graduate from Colorado College, and in between became a flight instructor, worked for a U.S. senator. I had some of the right training for that, right, my felony. Yeah. And even after 4 decades of having a pretty good run as a professional, starting businesses and social ventures, it was only really 4 years ago that I could even talk about what I just told you. I didn't even know how to talk about it, right? That's the 99%. That's the stuff in between. Because it's not about what happens to you, it's what happens inside you that makes all the difference, that shapes your narrative about yourself. One of the things that struck me most about talking with you yesterday were the stories of how you drew closer to each other in times of hardship, and the wounds of some rough incidents over the years helped you come more honest, more vulnerable, more real, deepened your caring for one another. And the practice of creating belonging and safety became more real for you. And alongside building the skills of critical thinking and authentic debate and discernment, those academic skills, you described getting stronger while here. That is privilege money can't buy. Second piece of my message today is about me being asked to tell a couple vignettes about what I've learned on the path since the last 40-some years before standing from you. In my early 20s, I followed my passion for flying and was a young executive at Flight Safety International. We trained jet pilots, and I had a house in Denver and job, even a little airplane that I used to go around in my territory. One Thanksgiving at age 23, by some mix of choice and the ineffable hand of the divine, I found myself on the streets of Denver wanting to learn more, community school immersion style, about addiction and homelessness and what happens in people's lives when they find themselves really down and out. Spent the long weekend, instead of on the slopes, going around to homeless shelters and soup kitchens, and that's where I stayed that weekend. Second day, I met a guy named Ray Hayworth who was huddled up in a storefront on Larimer in Lodo, Denver, where many of you know is pretty fancy right now. In those days, it was Skid Row, and he was just with a few guys just trying to stay sober and go to work every day and get their lives together. Well, we helped raise the money and grew the organization, and a couple years later, another board member and I were eyeing an A&P supermarket across the street, 30,000 square feet, had been abandoned for a long time, and God, we need to be in that building. So Kathy and I, whose mother was on the street for schizophrenia, went down to the Disabled American Veterans who owned the building and sat with these World War II veterans and Korea War veterans and said, we need that building. About 40% veterans. Gosh, we walked out of there an hour later with the building. 10-year lease, $1 a year. We walked back into Step Denver. Guys were having a AA meeting, and Bob Cote, who started and ran the building organization for a long time, said, "You got the building, Kathy and I. What have we done? We don't even have a effing plumber." And one of the guys who was having an AA meeting stood up and said, "Well, I'm a effing plumber." And next to him was a guy who stood up and said, "And I used to run one of the best electrical companies in this city before drinking and drugging, lost my family, lost everything." We did a little inventory, and we found out that every skill we needed to refurbish that building existed with the very people that everyone else had given up on. There was one guy that didn't say, he said, "I don't really have any skills, but my uncle runs Sutherland Lumber. That would be handy." A couple days later, we went down. That uncle was very proud of this young guy, and he gave us all the materials we needed. 9 months later, Step Denver opened. Nobody ever lifted a paintbrush or a hammer or a screwdriver in that building that wasn't in the program, that hadn't maybe given up on themselves at some point, if not everyone else. And it was an in-my-face reminder that would come back again and again, that wherever there is life, there is hope. No one is beyond redemption. That wherever there's hope with opportunity, there's promise, and we have all we need. And in this spirit of the 99% of what gets in our heads about our limitation, I'm reminded of the quote of Mark Twain: "It ain't what you don't know that gets in trouble. It's what you know for sure that just ain't so." By 2007, second vignette here, I was a couple of years, actually about a dozen years into leading our company. We work in hundreds of communities to improve health and quality of life. And that time to draw on my community school courage arose again with an invitation from Bill Urey, who wrote the book Getting to Yes at Harvard, negotiator, to help open a path in the footsteps of Abraham and Sarah through the Middle East, the Abraham path, the Masar Ibrahim al-Khalil. And the idea was to open a route of cultural experience, to tell new narratives about a part of the world that people didn't understand, often where rough stories are told, and to unite the family, kind of under the one God of Abraham, Jews, Christians, and Muslims. So I got a chance to do that. Path of ecotourism. I personally got to map the walk routes between the Christian monasteries through Syria and in the Negev of Israel, Abraham route, and in Palestine between Jenin and Al-Khalil, Hebron. And one day, we were trying to negotiate how people visiting would go through the wall of separation between Israel and the West Bank. And the route conversation got a little spicy, as often happens. And like we were talking with you yesterday, we needed some common ground. And so it was a walking route. That was the whole purpose of this thing. So we decided to walk together, Jews, Christians, and Muslims. And you know how it can be. Sometimes even this is too close when you have a rough conversation going. But we found out that when you could walk side by side with the other in the same direction, that you could find common ground, that shared direction helped find our way through. And this call that in Bereshit and Genesis, which is so important for us today, this teaching of to leave our Father's home and to go as an unknown into the unknown. Just what you're doing. It's what we discovered together. And once again, we learned that wherever there's life, there's hope. That no situation is beyond redemption. And that whatever may divide us, that which connects us is greater still. The last little mini story here has to do with my day job, helping do work in communities around the country. And I've had the chance to be in red towns, blue towns, purple towns, rural, urban, all around this country, with business, government, nonprofit, faith leaders just trying to improve the health and quality of life of their places. And against the backdrop of toxic partisanship and polarity that vexes our nation, where we need your leadership so much, I observed that people of all walks of life can find common ground in their values. That in fact, this nation is extraordinary in its ability to talk about its vision of what's possible. In fact, in 1834, Alexis de Tocqueville wrote home in Democracy in America, he goes, these Americans, who do they think they are? They meet in their town halls, they debate the issues of the day, they come up with these strategies, and they go about doing them with no one's permission. He wrote home to his fellow French noblemen. That's what this country is. And reminds me that wherever there's life, there's hope. And this country is not beyond redemption, and it needs you. So these lessons of respect means to look again at someone. You think you know, but that first judgment isn't often true. We've got to look a little deeper at each other, who we really are. To remember, to reconnect, to recognize that we all belong. And in fact, we're all needed, no matter who you are, no matter what you bring. And that we can reconcile, we can heal, we can repair, tikkun olam. That's possible. So, my last little piece, I want to talk about you. Building on our conversation yesterday, which is so delightful about your college plans, a few of you heading into gap years, very exciting for you, and some of you just flat out still in the mystery. I loved hearing about who you really are and what you're really capable of and why you're here, not here on this stage, but why you're really here alive, and what that purpose is. Maybe what just mainly brings you joy. And in learning about your projects and your experiences, some of you in the restaurant business or food production or food as happiness, others of you fly fishing and surfing, journalism and the judiciary, being a maker, making real things, or designing for sustainability that works for our people and planet. The discovery of being a powerful woman in business, or learning how to be in solitude. From the power of parks to the pillar of health. You inspire me. And you give me hope. I know we just scratched the surface yesterday of what really calls you, your hopes and dreams, that 99% that you might not even speak about, even to your closest friends. That dream you have. But that's what I want you to be real about. The seed of that promise that you have. Because that's the thing. That's what makes it worth living. A favorite author of mine is the theologian Howard Thurman. And he said, don't ask what the world needs, but what makes you come alive? Because the world needs is people who've come alive. And the good news is, following your own path isn't just about you, because we're all in this together. There is no other. There's no over there. This is it. We're us. Whether you find that through the wisdom traditions or through the mutuality and connectivity of nature, this is it. You've been tempered by fire. You've been messed with by COVID. Screwed up so many things. You built muscles. You've learned how to grieve your wounds. You faced your worries and your struggles and made them a source of strength. You've reminded yourself of what matters, like you told me yesterday, and what has value. And in this time of racial reckoning and calls for social justice for everyone in this country, you are poised to face these layered crises: climate change, social dislocation, political toxicity, the extremism that divides us, and an economy that leaves so many people outside of equitable prosperity. You were made for this time. like steel under pressure, tested and tempered by fire, heated and cooled, getting tougher, less brittle, and reducing your own stress in the process. I'm going to sit down now because I'm standing between you and your diploma and getting out of here. But I'll tell you, you can't control what happens, but you can sure control what you do about it. Let yourself be drawn by the stronger pull of what you love. Because it's love alone that gives worth to all the things. You have everything you need. Everything. And you have each other. Wisdom tells me I'm nothing. Love tells me I'm everything. And between the two, my life flows. So class of 21, let it flow.
Thank you, Tyler, for sharing your story and your wisdom with the class today. Really excited to have you here. And now, for the real stars of the show, the graduating class of 2021, they will come forward and share their reflections.
Hey everyone, thank you for coming today. There have been many times that I wasn't sure if I would graduate, so to be here right now is something I'm really truly grateful for, and I'm blessed by every day from now on and always. After being at this school for 10 years now, I already feel equipped with the experiences and education of a lifetime. Not only are the teachers so captivating with their motivation and passion for teaching, but their love for the outdoors and everything else in life has been so inspiring growing up in this community. I'm forever grateful that the community school prepared me so well for the next chapters of my life. And I'd like to thank my parents for gifting me the opportunity to attend this school for most of my life. All your efforts have been to make me happy, which is everything I could have ever asked for. Thanks to my grandparents, especially my grandma Louise, who came all the way from Boston. Thank you, Ben Pettit, for providing all my fellow cutthroats with the amazing experiences we are fortunate enough to have. Thanks to all my homies and all the class of 2021. You all helped make the person I am today, and I'm so happy to have grown up with all of you. Thanks to everyone else who's here celebrating with us today, and let's hope for some more snow next year. Thanks.
Hi everyone, my name is Imael. My experience has been wonderful in the 3 years that I have been here. I thank all the teachers and administration who support me during this stage of my life. And it was an impressive change that I had when I came to this school from Peru. But believe me, it was one of the best experiences I had throughout my life. New things like camping, trips to the river, senior quests made my experience wonderful. None of this would have been possible without the help of each of my classmates. So I thank each of them for every memorable moment we spent at school. And finally, I would thank my parents. Gracias, mamá, por siempre querer lo mejor de mí y motivarme a seguir luchando por mis sueños. Gracias, papá, por enseñarme a proponerme grandes sueños y siempre estar ahí para mí. Gracias, tíos, por todo el apoyo que me han brindado durante mi estancia en este valle. Y Diego y Álvaro, ustedes también lo lograrán. Thank you to all Sun Valley Community School.
Hey all, my name is Huck, And I first want to thank my parents so much for everything they've done for me and for sending me to such an incredible school. You guys have truly worked so incredibly hard to support Ridge and I. You've always been there for us no matter what. I love you guys so much, and I'm going to miss you so much next year. Next, I'd like to thank the rest of my family, and especially my grandma Louise, for coming all the way out here from Boston. You guys are the very best. And next, I'd like to thank the teachers for being so enthusiastic and passionate about their work and always being there for the students. Next, I'd like to thank the administration, and especially Ben and Kevin. I'm sorry. Your support over the years has meant the world to me and my whole family. And finally, my classmates and other friends out there, shout out my boy Jude that came down from Boise. Woo! It's been quite a ride growing up with you guys and maturing into the young adults we are now. I can't wait to see what lies ahead next. And of course, finally, I need to thank Ridge. Love you, Ridge. You're the best. You're my rock. And now, finally, to end it off, I have a quote by Bob Marley. Love the life you live the life you love.
Hi everyone, I'm Paris. I'm just going to start out by saying that these last 4 years haven't been easy on me, and I know a lot of my classmates can relate to this. And sometimes it's been hard for me to come to school every day, but the teachers and faculty at this school have made such a huge difference, not only at school every day, but their genuine love and compassion is something that I will carry with me for the rest of my life. When you walk into any classroom, you can tell that the teacher isn't there just because it's their job to be. They're there because they genuinely want to teach and inspire us, which is something not so easily found anywhere else. They want their students to succeed and believe that they can do anything they work hard at. At any other school, if you don't turn something in, they probably would just mark it as missing and move on with their day. But here I've had teachers pull me aside after class to make sure I was okay and help me make a plan to get things turned in. I could go on naming every teacher that's made my time at community school feel so special, but I won't because that would take all day. So I'll just end by saying thank you to every single one of you that come to school every day with a smile on your face, ready to inspire and excite your students. Never stop being you. And I also want to thank my mom and my grandparents for allowing me to come to this school. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Quinn Klosser. If you don't know me, I'm the girl with the permanent hickey that's actually a birthmark. And if you still don't know me, I'm that one girl that got the entire class suspended. I apologize for that, and I promise I'm not as bad as it may seem. As many of you have forgotten, I only joined community school 2 years ago. When thinking about attending, it's extremely easy to get caught up in the big things. The eye-catching outdoor trips, unique classes, and endless traditions make for a very appealing experience. But for me, it was never really about these picturesque qualities. For me, it was my classmates, and I know for a fact that I will never forget any of you guys. I will never forget Lila's wild side, Maddie's spirit, Jet's curiosity, Crosby's kindness, Eden's encouragement, Edog's wanderlust, Sunny's generosity, Aaron's sense of humor, Caroline's silliness, or Kaylin's competitiveness. I'll look back and reminisce on Huck's Cliff Bars, Nils's hugs, Noelle's helpful criticism. She works at a restaurant, by the way. Fallon's soccer tips, Gabe's textualism, Ryder's strange quotes, Ethan's pictures, Eli's music, Jamie's high fives, Axel's dancing, Anway's smile, Julia's talent, Emael's Mickey Mouse voice, Toby's weird hats, Ridge's laugh, or Kai's love for Walter the cat. I'm inspired every day by Coda's courage, Charlie's toughness, Merritt's dedication, Adari's passion, Lola's grittiness, Willie's leadership, Christine's tenacity, Josh's work ethic, Savannah's maturity, and Alex's thoughtfulness. I'm blown away by Rye's performances, Daphne's extracurricular activities, Zach's transformation, James' success, Lily's books, Paris's strength, Jackson's calves, and Kaya's bravery. I still have millions to thank, but you guys are my rocks each and every day. I can't wait to grow old with you all, and cheers to the class of 2021.
My name is Aldari Tamayo, and I've been at this school for 2.5 years. But I've built relationships and had experiences which will last a lifetime. I am privileged to have been able to call this school my second home the past 2 years. This school and all it offers, especially the teachers, have fostered my curiosity and creativity, and have helped my interests and passions flourish. I would like to thank and apologize to all my teachers for always putting up with my incessant questions. You all reminded me that satisfaction brought back the cat that curiosity supposedly killed. Just like the best leaders are those who help others lead, the best teachers are those who teach you to teach yourself. Knowledge is empowering, and I am glad to say that this school has shown me that empowerment comes from within. This school has also shown me that lessons, that teaching happens anywhere, not just at the desk in front of the whiteboard. It can happen in the streets of downtown Portland, the white clouds, the desert of Utah, or when watching the river flow, the birds soar, hearing dogs bark, and watching the sun rise and set. This world has become my classroom, and I am in the center seat of the first row. Thank you to my mom, Delia, for sacrificing your time so that I can be happy. I thank you for believing in me when I didn't believe in myself, and for showing me what unconditional love means. I hope that one day I'll be able to repay you all your hard work and sacrifice by making your life easier through hard work of my own. Thank you to my dad, Aurelio, for showing me what it means to work for something other than yourself. My sisters and I will always be grateful and inspired by your hard work and for fighting until the end. Like the poster of Emiliano Zapata in the garage always reminded us, you died fighting on your feet, not begging on your knees. You taught me as much in death as you did in life. You will always be my hero. Thank you to my two sisters, Amy and Nancy, for always encouraging me to pursue my dreams and to be happy while doing it. Your support and sisterly love have kept me on this earth. Continue being yourselves. Thank you to my niece, Amelia, and to my dog, Hayes, for showing me to love and care for other beings. I hope to be a good role model and mentor to my Amelia and to give my dog Hayes the best life possible. Thank you to all those who I can call and call me a friend, whether here in person or in spirit, know that our time together is always cherished by me. Somos pocos pero locos. And thank you to all my family in Mexico, California, Wisconsin, and here in Idaho, and to Jeff in DC. Their hard work and perseverance through struggle has inspired me and reminds me of where I come from. From my 85-year-old grandfather still working the fields and rustling cattle, to my uncle in Haley that works 12 hours, 7 days a week, and to my aunt who works feverish shifts at a packaging plant. They all remind me that good things don't come easy. And they inspire me to create a better world for them. Thank you for inspiring me to carry the last names of Tamayo Lopez with pride. I'd like to end with this quote by Che Guevara. We cannot be sure of having something to live for unless we are willing to die for it.
Hey everyone, my name is Kai Nelson. This past year, I've been doing a lot of reflecting, which I know might come as a surprise to some people, but I have. On the first day of preseason this year, after we had run our 2-mile, I couldn't help but to think, this is my first of many lasts. Last high school soccer season, last fill paper, last winter of skiing Baldy, last outdoor trip, with many more lasts drizzled in there. However, life would be dreary and incomplete if we just focused on our lasts, so I want to name some firsts that excite me to come. First day of college, first time living in a dorm, first day of operating solo without the help of my parents, and first time moving out of the state of Idaho. Now, I know I have a lot more exciting firsts to come than just what I've named, but I think we all get the point. While the future excites me, the past holds a special place in my heart. Now, to end this off, I just want to say thank you to my mom and dad, who have modeled to me what it means to work hard but play just as hard, to be a kind and caring person, and who instilled in me my love for sports and the outdoors. I love you guys, and I'll miss you like crazy. Next, I want to say thank you to my grandparents, Grammy and Papa. You two have taught me the importance of family, and you guys are the reason we are all so close today. Along with this, you have given me the chance to experience so many different things in life, and I'll be stoked if I make it even halfway to being as badass as you guys are. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Caroline. As I reminisce the good old days in class, I always remember a very specific email from a very intimidating person. And I quote, "Caroline, I have graded your final exam. You received a 64%. As a result, you will be required to take another term of writing across the curriculum. I suggest you do so." End quote. Before this email, I told people, quote, "Phil loves me because I fish and dated Nils in 6th grade. He would never fail me." End quote. Well, shit happens, I guess. Now I can say I successfully completed WAC the second time. I want to thank my family, friends, and families who have treated me like their own. I appreciate and love every one of you. Thank you.
Hey, my name is Ryder Sarchet, and I'd like to start off with saying that I haven't really been at school that much because I'm always gone ski racing, but I definitely have still experienced that this school is definitely a compassionate and welcoming community. And I'd just like to go with and start with the thank yous. The first people I'd like to thank would be my classmates, and you know, we have shared experiences together on trips, and we share the experience of growing up as adolescents, but I think we also thrive as being, you know, our own individuals, and we have our own talents and qualities that I think will help us succeed in the future. So I'm just really grateful to be in a class with a bunch of people who are talented, and I'm excited to see what they do in the future. And the second people I want to thank is the faculty. You know, all of them will be there for you to share your accomplishments, or if something bad happens, they'll be there to help you get back up on your feet. And I also would like to thank all the teachers for really, you know, helping us create this quality of thinking critically. And it's in the mission statement, I'm pretty sure. I mean, Kevin said it, and you know, I think that's a very important skill for us, because if we're not thinking critically, I think we'll just be a part of someone else's agenda, and it's helping us, you know, think for ourselves and really think about where and what we want to do in our life. And I've noticed myself through going this school that my ability to think critically has definitely grown, and I've noticed it with myself. I'm able to think and make my own decisions. And I'd like to also thank my parents for working hard so I can go to this school. And I'd like to thank my grandparents for supporting my ski racing career and moving to this town back when it was pretty cool. And so now I'm able to live in this town. So yeah, all right, thank you.
Nice. Hey guys. So I'm gonna start off with a little, not really a story, but Nils, Josh, and I were the kings of elementary school, I would say. We essentially ran the place, but the principal's office, Janet's office, was a frequent stop for us. I'd say around, at least for me and Nils, 3 times a week, I'd say. So somehow I made it 13 years at this school, but thanks to Gabby mostly, I made it. But my journey through the school and the outdoor program and the ski team has been pretty unforgettable, and I'm pretty sure that it's gonna help me in my whole entire life, so I'm happy about that. And also, I did the math, I know, surprising. I attended 40 days of school this year, so I'm happy to be graduating. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jamie. When I first started attending Sun Valley Community School, I was a little unsure with myself and who I wanted to be as a person. This school has helped me achieve this amazing and life-changing goal, and without it, I definitely would not be the person I am today. This school is a cool place where teachers, administrators, and even classmates all want to see you succeed. I'd like to thank all the people that have helped me throughout the years. First, I'd like to thank Ben Pettit and Kevin Campbell. You two have been there for me in more ways than one, and have been a cornerstone of my upper school experience. Next, I would like to thank Joel Walensky. In 7th grade, I was a wild child, yet with your motivation and helpfulness, I was able to become more of myself. I'll miss making you laugh about how bad the Jets are. Jill, thank you for helping me find academic success. Your motivation and humor always stay with me. I would also like to thank Eric Covington. Your passion for teaching in the world and for the world made seeing you one of the better parts of my day. Go Dogs. Connor Wade, you have always been there for me, whether it was on the basketball court or as a teacher and advisor. Your calm demeanor and words of wisdom will always be cherished. I can't wait to play basketball with you again. I'd also like to thank my family. Ballard, even though we fight sometimes, you have no idea how much I love you. Lucy, your brains and knowledge for basically everything is amazing. Thank you for sharing this with me. Dad, thanks for helping me to become the man I am today. Your toughness, kindness, and work ethic are all what I strive to achieve someday. Mom, without you, I wouldn't be here, and you have been here for me since day one. Also, thanks to this valley for providing amazing outdoor access and amazing views. I'll miss it. Finally, thanks to all the people in my life that have helped me grow. I'd like to end with a quote from the great Vince Lombardi. Perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can catch excellence. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Daphne. I want to thank everyone for being here today. It's kind of crazy to be here all together after the last year. These have been an amazing 4 years filled with so many unique opportunities, from hiking the Washington coast to ghost hunting in LeGrand. I'm grateful to my parents for giving me access to these opportunities. These 4 years have gone by so fast, and there are so many things I'm going to miss. I'll miss advisory in the morning with Paige. I'll miss class at Mods with Miss E. I'll miss Eric's passion for social justice. I'll miss Cutthroats for Change with Lauren and Royce. I'll miss Callista's community table. I'll miss Anne and her no aga-nonsense. Living in Idaho has taught me many life lessons, and in the wise words of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, so often in life, the things that you regard as an impediment turn out to be great good fortune. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Gabe Delgado. Today marks the end of a lengthy chapter in my book of life.
Each of us has had a different journey to this point, some easier and others incredibly difficult. However, our common thread lies within each other. Most of us have seen each other 5 days a week in classes and hallways, sports games and theater performances, and yes, occasionally a party. We've all played a significant role in each other's growth. This class and this community have been instrumental in my growth as a student, individual, and community member. No words would be sufficient to express the level of gratitude I feel for having been a cutthroat for the past 4 years. There are a few people who have played especially important roles in my evolution that I want to thank. Phil Huss. I love Phil Huss. Phil has taught me in every one of his courses offered, coached me on the tennis court from a confused freshman to a state champion, nurtured my passion for law, and been a dear, dear friend throughout it. Thank you for believing in me and for giving me the tools to live an impactful, purposeful life. I said it once and I'll say it again. The Constitution is not a living document. Kevin Wade. Kevin has not only been the best advisor I could have asked for, but also a close friend I rely heavily on. Our time spent together laughing in advisory or working in the theater into the early morning hours to make sure we deliver the best possible product have been invaluable. Your counsel and love for everyone are what motivate me to be a better person, and I hope in my life I'm able to be as good of a person and friend as you've been to me. Finally, Mom, Dad, DJ, and Sophia, and the rest of my family up there, thank you for putting up with me and loving me unconditionally. I haven't always been able to express my love and gratitude, but standing here today, I know family is everything. I'd like to conclude by echoing a sentiment made by Joe Hall just a couple years ago. Please get vaccinated. It's not that hard. Thank you.
What's going on? My name is Axel Deal. Most of you know I love country music, so here's some words of wisdom I've learned from it, better or worse. A Chevy grill ain't no match for a mailbox, and BB guns are good at breaking glass. If both men ain't shook hands, then it ain't sold. Daddies don't say nothing, so you better listen, because you won't be here for long. You find out who your friends are when somebody drops everything and never stops to think what's in it for them. Every day I wake up knowing it could be my last. I ain't here for a long time, I'm here for a good time. All us boys want to grow up to make our mamas proud and find that girl that lifts us up when life gets us down. I thank God for my life, for the stars and stripes. May freedom forever fly. I'd like to thank everybody that's lent a hand the past 18 years, and Hunter for kindling my passion for music. God bless America. Yeah!
In reflecting on this year, a thread that carried on throughout my time was friendship. First of all, thank you to my Robbers Roost crew. You guys were amazing, and I enjoyed suffering, swearing, and sweltering in the desert with you more than I can possibly hope to express. Before the trip, I can easily say that I hadn't shared more than an exchange or two with most of you, but now I can call you all my friends. To the rest of my classmates, when I came here last August, I found a group of tight-knit, honest, smart, and kind people. Many of you have known one another for as long as you can remember, and many of you have been friends with every other person in the class. Nonetheless, you all welcomed me with open arms at every opportunity and opened the stitching in your friendships in order to knit me into your class. I know that many friendships come and go, but the ones I have made here in sports, classes, and day-to-day life will always remain, and I wish you all the greatest success and happiness in all of your future endeavors. I am proud to have become a cutthroat and to be able to graduate with you all as my friends. Thank you.
Hello. I'm Nils Huss, and I would just like to touch on Toby's story for a second. 3 times a week might have been a stretch, but I definitely was the king of elementary school. In my 13 years at community school, the most important lessons I learned have nothing to do with textbooks. I learned to show compassion, stay present, and laugh. These things are lessons I will cherish forever. Community school taught me how to appreciate every day for what it is. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Coda. So, if you don't know, I'm an artist, and that's just basically me saying I don't really do words. So I picked out a song that I like, and I'd like to read the lyrics because I think it's pretty fitting. The wind is blowing as if pushing my shoulder. You said that now the path I must take is right beyond you. I almost lost hope in myself. You were the one who lit me a fire. Your words, your ways of life, forever I won't forget them. To completely end times we spent there, we'll fulfill our promises. We want to properly keep our promises. Time of parting. We stand in front of a new path. Please give us a little more time to think properly about our future. The wind is blowing as if turning the album photo over. Every single thing was sparkling and looked so kind. You were the one who understood us far better than anyone in this world. Your lessons from now on and forever will be our guidepost. The times we spent here are endlessly overflowed with hope. We knew it, but without moving any steps, we kept staring into the sky. Time of parting. Thank you. We loved you so much. Your encouragement cheers always push our backs to move. Times we spent here inside that fading away school building, precious friends, teachers of life, all of them were right there. Time of parting. We'll graduate from this school. Instead of gratitude, we'll be presenting this to you, our teacher, Song of Departure. Thank you.
Is it working? Oh, hello everyone. My name is Maddie Dunn. As surprising as it is, I am going to college. As I move on to this next chapter in my life, a common question that I have been asked and will be asked is, where are you from? Well, simply put, and my common answer is, I'm from Sun Valley, Idaho. Truthfully, however, I am not from Sun Valley. My home is Triumph, Idaho, a mining town that my friends describe as a different state due to the fact that it is in the middle of nowhere. I am also from the sublime Sawtooth Mountains that humble me and give me appreciation for nature. I am from a family that takes the concept of close to a whole new level. My argument skills come from my 4 sisters that fight over clothes every morning. My curiosity and eagerness to succeed comes from the female teachers and role models at my school. My passion for being in the outdoors strings from the values that my parents taught me. I am from a high school class of 45 students that I get to call my brothers and sisters. I am from a school where my teachers are my friends and where I get to walk away sad that it's over, but even more happy that I got to experience it. Thank you to my friends. Nothing can beat the joy that you bring me. To my family, your support, generosity, and love makes me feel like the luckiest person in the world. To this school, I could not have asked for a better experience these past 7 years. And to everyone who has been involved with what I designate as where I am from, thank you.
First of all, thank you, Maddie. I love you. Okay. The number 13, oftentimes correlated with unluckiness or bad occurrences, but it's really made up of 2 numbers with a lot of positive meaning. The number 1 meaning new ideas, new beginnings, progress, and individuality. And the number 3 meaning passion, motivation, and optimism. The past 13 years here as a Cutthroat have been nothing short of this. Unlucky? Definitely not. They've been filled with endless memories, friends, and experiences that not in a million years would I trade for anything different. Being a Cutthroat has given me the knowledge and skills to rewrite my own meaning and to lead with intent. This being said, I wouldn't be where I am today without the support of my loving parents, teachers, coaches, and mentors. You have all had such an impact on my life, and I am forever grateful for the opportunities and guidance that you have all given me. I hope as I leave this place, I one day too will have the same impact on others. Moving forward, I hope to foster the same sense of community that I have been shown throughout my time here, and to find ways to carry on the Cutthroat legacy with honor. It's been a wild ride, and I can't wait to see where life takes me. Thank you.
My name is Jet Caruth. I want to say thank you to my mom and dad. I want to say thank you to my mom and dad for being there with me, caring for me, laughing with me, and being two people who I genuinely love to be around. I'm going to miss you guys a lot next year. Thank you to Zephyr and Scarlett for the countless amount of joy you've brought to my life. Thank you to my grandparents for your stories and love. And thank you to my grandpa Roger for convincing me to apply to that college I'd never thought I'd get into. Thank you to Joe, Eric, and Jeannie for making me think and keeping me curious. Thank you to all of my teachers. Thank you, and finally, thank you, all of you, for the incredible experiences I've had over the last 18 years of my life. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Hi guys, how's it going? I'm Jackson. 4 years ago, walking to my first day of high school, I remember feeling a little overwhelmed. Just making it through freshman year seemed daunting enough. So, graduation seemed light years away. Well, it looks like we made it. We now get our piece of paper and we get entered the mystical real world I've heard so much about. In all seriousness, high school here has been 4 of the most meaningful and entertaining years of my life. Through the deserts of Utah, the mountains and rivers of Idaho, and the beaches of Washington, I've formed countless memories that I know I will cherish forever. It truly is a testament to community school that I actually don't want to leave. That being said, class of 2021 has a nice ring to it, and I'm ready for my next chapter. I want to thank my teachers, my friends, and most importantly, my family. I couldn't have made it here without all of you. Finally, I'd like to leave you all from a quote from one of the most renowned and famous philosophers and poets of our time, Kanye West. We can't dwell on the past, all we got is today. So I'm gonna live life like it's no tomorrow. Thank you.
Hi guys, I'm Lila, and as most of you know, if you drive past something enough times, you stop appreciating the beauty of it. Just like the mountains, lakes, and every other part of this town, that happened to me with the community school. I stopped seeing the beauty of the close relationships we have with each of our teachers and the unique way that each student knows each other. I forgot about how lucky we all are for being able to go on every outdoor adventure that we get from the school, or for the amount that the teachers care about us and our education. It wasn't until Quest and being able to step away from the real world with the school for one last time that I was able to see how amazing our school really is. So thank you to my whole family for giving me the opportunity to spend the past 6 years here. I love all of you. And to the community school and the class of 2021, thank you for making this place my home.
Hi everyone, my name is Lily. I want to start off by saying thank you to all of the teachers I've had during my time here at school. All of you fed my love for learning, and I wouldn't be where I am today without you. Next, I'd like to thank my family. Mom, this might sound cliche, but I mean it when you say you are my best friend and someone who I know will always be there for me. Dad, thank you for your unquestioning support in everything I do and for getting me into the outdoors my whole life. I love you both so much and am so grateful for everything. Collie, I love you and how you're always there to laugh with me about anything. Mimi and Granddad, thank you for cheering me on my whole life and for your constant words of encouragement, even over the small things. Finally, thank you, class of 2021. Thank you for growing up with me and for inspiring me to pursue my passions and push out of my comfort zone. Over the course of this past year, I found myself struck again and again by how proud I am of us all for how much we've grown and how much we love each other. I couldn't ask for better people to spend the past 13 years with. Thank you.
Hi. My name's Josh Blackburn, and I'm not very good at public speaking, so I'm going to keep it short. I thought about telling a joke or a riddle, but I knew I would mess up the punchline. That's why I'm going to keep it to thank yous. First, I would like to thank the senior class with my homework, and without you guys, I definitely wouldn't have made it through. Secondly, I'd like to thank my advisor, Phil. I've spent many hours in your class for study hall, and without the study hall, I definitely wouldn't be here. Thank you. And now I'd like to thank my friends and family for putting up with me, especially when I'm in a bad mood. You guys' love and support means more than you know. Thanks for everything. And lastly, it sure does.
Hello, my name's Zach Younger, and I struggled to write this speech. It is impossible to narrow down every amazing part of this school to just 1 minute, but I tried to share, or I'm going to share just 2 things that I believe make this school so special. Firstly, the teachers. The school starts with a caring and passionate teachers and faculty that are more like friends to their students than just teachers. From my first year here in 6th grade to my last days as a senior, I have made some kind of bond with each and every teacher that I have met here. Secondly, the outdoor program. Every student is brought closer together with their teachers and their peers through the remarkable outdoor program. Our school brings us to some of the most beautiful places in the world, but the close connections made on the trips are what is most important to me. Whether it was admiring beautiful scenery in Grand Gulch, or being glued to the toilet with almost every other person in the class because of some dodgy pork at Cathedral Pines, I can say I never would have changed a moment. The community that this class has created knows how to find the silver lining in any situation, and they truly make life more enjoyable. And for that, I am going to miss the school every day I am gone. And of course, to my parents, thank you for giving me the opportunity to come to this amazing school.
Hi everyone, my name's Christine and I came to the community school in 6th grade. Yes, the school is great and I could go on and on about it, but it wouldn't be great without the people and the friendships that will last a lifetime. To all the bumpy outdoor trips, you have all been a significant part of my time at community school, and I'm excited to continue with more outdoor adventures after graduating. I want to thank my parents. I love you both and I wouldn't be here without you. Thanks to my friends, you all know who you are. Catherine, thanks for showing me what true motivation and determination looks like. Caroline, you have been by my side every step of the way, and I wouldn't change any of that. I love you all, and I wouldn't be here without you. Thank you.
All right. I'm James Carlin. Every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every year is a moment. We live in moments, and we live for moments. When reflecting upon past moments, feelings of joy, laughter, excitement can arise. Other times, it can be longing, sorrow, and even pain. Community school has been a moment maker for me. While there are certainly moments I wish not to relive, like getting back my first stats test, those less desirable moments are far, far outweighed by amazing ones. From floating through the powder of Galena Summit on a Wednesday morning, to camping out in makeshift tents in 4th grade, and more recently, sitting in the school quad on an 80-degree evening, eating the savory food from the cookbook restaurant, surrounded by my class, those are the moments that will be wired within my neuro network forever. So I want to take this moment in my life to show my gratitude to everyone who supported my journey so far and helped me make these moments possible. Thank you again to all the faculty for always working to make moments in school more magical. My class, you guys are the best, and thank you for welcoming me back for my senior year. Thank you to all my family for the continuous love and support over the past 18 years. You brought light into the rough times and made the great times greater. And of course, Mom and Dad. Words fall short to illustrate the gratitude I have for your unconditional support, guidance, care, and love. So in rhyme with the focus of my speech, thank you for creating and fueling tens of thousands of moments, oftentimes going way out of your way to do so. I love you both so much. Here's to many more great moments. Thank you.
All right, hi everyone. I'm Onway Kirk. Thank you all for coming to see us take our next big step. I'm grateful to have had the opportunity to be part of the Sun Valley Community School, to grow up with such amazing classmates, to be taught by amazing teachers, and to have had the amazing experiences that have shaped me into the person I am today. I'll miss the wonderful outdoor trips, but I definitely won't miss the dehydrated rice and beans, or the excessive bagels, or the food poisoning from Cathedral Pines, but I will miss the people and the places we went. I will especially miss skiing with my friends. I'll miss the below-zero mornings riding up Greyhawk lift, stripped down to our race suits, and I'll miss the laughs, the inside jokes, and the sense of belonging. I want to thank my parents and family for supporting me through the years. I'd also like to thank my sister Goldie for keeping it real with me every day. And as Dr. Seuss says, you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the one that will decide where to go. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Noelle. So, Rosebud and Thorn is a mindful way to reflect. Your rose is a highlight or small win. Your bud is something you look forward to, and your thorn is a challenge that you faced or an anxiety that you felt. Although Rosebud Thorn is a cheesy activity you might have done in Girl Scouts, it's a foolproof, easy way to reflect on your day, week, or even your life. It helps us find the little splendid moments that make our day, or in a hard time, find something positive. On the first night of a quest, we were all in our tents, and Quinn, in a joking way, said, "Okay, guys, Rosebud Thorn from the trip so far," and all we had done was driven all day. And although she was being ironic with it, Ryan and I did it every day on the river. We'd be on the raft with our favorite river guide, Dave, and we'd say, "Okay, Rosebud Thorn," and oftentimes the rose was the beautiful food that we had on the trip, unlike the backpacking trips that had some freeze-dried food. But it helped us realize how lucky we were to be together in a beautiful place, and it helped us ground ourselves. Gratitude is the single most powerful source of inspiration, and it can change your life. I cannot even begin to express the gratitude I have for my family. Mom, I love you so much, and I don't know what I'll do without you next year. Dad, I love you so much, and I'll always come running back for our breakfast dates at Conditorei. And thank you for all that you both do for me and allowing me to come to community school. The rich experiences that I have gained here are unmatched to anything else. Alex, thank you for always laughing with me and for being my bestest of friends and my biggest cheerleader. To the faculty and staff, thank you for showing me how to find my passions and to follow them. Elliot, Thank you for all that you have taught me over the last 4 years. I have so enjoyed our classes together, and our time on Quest was so fun, and I feel so lucky to have a mentor like you in my life. To my fellow cutthroats, I'm incredibly proud to be a part of this community, and I'm going to miss you all so much.
How's it going? So in Sweden, for graduation, it's a tradition to wear pretty much a captain's hat during the whole graduation, so I thought I'd put it on just for my speech. How's it going? My name is William DeWolf. This school has been one of the best things to ever happen to me. After coming here in 6th grade, it was an easy transition. Being able to pursue an outdoor-oriented life while getting the best academic opportunities in the Valley is truly a blessing. I haven't heard of any other schools where one of your favorite people to whitewater kayak with is also your English teacher. Community school really is a community, and I'm so happy for all the lifetime friendships I've been able to create with not just fellow students, but with teachers as well. And the wonderful experiences and life lessons I've been taught throughout my 7 years at the school. I want to thank all my teachers from over the years and anyone who has been there with me along the way. Honest, people like you are one of the main reasons I love to come to school every day. Your passion for life and for the students is truly inspiring. Although I don't get to see you much anymore, I still cherish every conversation we get to have together. Elliot, not only are you a great friend and mentor, but you are one of the most passionate and caring people I've met. Your love for the river and for everything around you makes you a true pleasure to be around, and I'm so grateful for all the time we got to spend together on and off the river. Johanna, you're always someone who can make me laugh. You have always had my back, even if I wasn't the, quote, closet genius that you thought I was. Anielle, I'm so happy for the last 2 years we've had in the advisory together. And I'm going to miss you a lot next year. I know the school will as well. Richard, I will never forget the smile on your face during my first state championship soccer game. You are such a great coach and a friend, and I will miss you a lot. To my family, I love you guys more than I could ever show. You guys are the most supportive, caring, and badass people I know. I am so happy to always have you guys by my side, and I just love you guys more than I could ever tell you. To my Swedish family, watching, tack så mycket. I love you guys as well. And to the class of 2021, cheers. You guys are not just friends, but you are my family, and I wish all of you guys a fantastic next 4 years. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ethan Hunt. George Heinrichs once said to a frustrated 9th grade me, "Well, Ethan, it's not supposed to be easy." And indeed, he was right. High school was not easy. Beyond the immediate difficulty of Spanish tests, Gary's history final, and Phil classes, we're all growing, and uncomfortably at that. Over 4 years, we've all laughed, cried, and studied our way to the people we are standing up here on this stage, and I couldn't be more proud of the people sitting behind me. As much as I wish I could say that I made it up here to the podium, to this podium, the person I am today, all by myself, I'd be lying if I did. Thank you to my true friends who stick by me no matter what. You know who you are. You guys are the best parts of me, and I couldn't love you more. To my teachers, your passion for your respective subjects and your dedication and drive to make each and every one of your students love to learn is what makes this school so special. To my grandparents, thank you for your years of constant support and love, and to Papa for giving me the opportunity to attend this wonderful school. To both my step-parents, I'm so lucky to have you guys on both sides of my family. To my dad, you've shown me the very definition of hard work and passion, and you have simply the biggest heart of anyone I know. To my mom, you are my rock and my best friend. From cookie dough for dinner to college essays, you've been there for it all. I don't know what I'm going to do without you next year. To the class of 2021,
From skiers to paragliders to theater kids to future Supreme Court justices, I wouldn't want to graduate with anyone else. Thank you. As our Vice President, Kamala Harris, once said, "We did it, Joe."
Don't do that. Hi, all. My name is Eli Fuller, for those of you that don't know me. If I'm being realistic, my understanding of getting older and the realities of life are vastly less than the majority of you that are sitting in front of me today. So, instead of spouting wisdom that I don't have, I want to share a quote from my peers that I hope will help them down the line. It's a quote from Hunter S. Thompson. "In a closed society where everybody's guilty, the only crime is getting caught. In a world of thieves, the only final sin is stupidity." To the class of 2021, I hope you continue to walk the line between excitement and trouble with grace. And I wish you all nothing but the best in your future endeavors. Trust your gut, work hard, and play harder. And I know that 10 years from now, you'll all be doing incredible things. Thank you to my friends and peers for always pushing me and for keeping me in check. God knows it has to be done every once in a while. And thank you to my family for somehow being the most functional, dysfunctional group of people I've ever met in my life. I wouldn't ask for it any other way. You've all supported me and inspired me, and although it wasn't without its hitches, I can't thank you enough. I love you all. Lastly, thank you to Community School for providing me with a place to call home and a community I'm proud to be a part of. It's been a fun 9 years. Thank you all.
Hi, I'm Crosby, and when my parents sat me down at the end of 4th grade and told me that they were sending me to community school, I swung at them. And honestly, if they sat me down again today and told me that I had to leave community school behind, I wouldn't hesitate to swing again. "All good things must come to an end" is a quote that I keep hearing when having the conversation about leaving high school. But I couldn't disagree with this quote more. Maybe it's the forceful must added to the quote, or the overpowering word all that captures literally every good thing that has happened to me. But mostly it's probably the false overall meaning of the quote that I hate. While my time at community school is coming to an end, every good thing that has come out of this time will never end. They are part of who I am. The connections to my teachers, peers, and friends will continue to push me to grow because of the robust impact that they have had on me. Every moment that I've spent in the outdoors with the OLA will only continue to make me a stronger individual. Every amazing lesson that I've had in the community school classrooms will linger with me as I add onto my now existing knowledge. Yes, my physical time at community school is coming to an end, but every endless good thing that is attached to community school will never come to an end within me. That is why I hate this quote. That is why I'm not swinging at my parents again, but rather hugging them for the amazing opportunity that they have given me. And while we are here this weekend to celebrate the class of 2021, this class extends to much more than the students sitting behind me, as should the celebrations. Not one of us would be here being celebrated without the endless support from families, teachers, mentors, and friends. So please understand, when we spend this weekend celebrating the class of 2021, we are celebrating everyone who has ever impacted the lives of the people within this class. And with that, I thank you. Thank you, Phil, Eric, Missy, Chauncey, Connor, Annie O, George, Drennan, Nancy, Gary, Kelly, Erica, Annie D, and every teacher or coach who has ever taken the time to share knowledge with me or teach me new skills. Thank you to my family. I owe all credit of any success that I have in life to you. You are my everyday inspiration, and I could not love you more. Thank you to the class of 2021. Having a class as close as all of us are is something that is truly special. You are all some of the best people out there, and I will always cherish our time together. And finally, thank you to the Sun Valley Community School. I could not be more grateful for all that you have given me and my class. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Savannah. Last night I opened my graduation gift, and the card that came with it seemed all too fitting to read at graduation, because truly it goes fast, all of it at once. The gift was a bracelet that has an internal compass on it, meaning that the cardinal directions are in mirror image. The sun rises in the east, making the direction symbolic of new beginnings. And true north represents each individual's unique orienting point. Today, I'll be grateful for the new beginnings that are arising, but I'll always be forever grateful for the direction that brought me home to you, the class of 2021. To my family, you have been my true north for the last 18 years. To my friends who feel like a part of my family, you made this journey everything and more. And lastly, to the class of 2021, we've been through a lot, and I'm so grateful to have been by your sides. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kalen Bradshaw. 7 years, 365 weeks, 2,555 days, 61,320 hours. That's how long I've spent at community school. Incredible. That's the word I'd use to describe these past 7 years. This isn't to say that every day, week, or even month has been great, as I have had my fair share of sadness, stress, and just general fatigue. However, that's not what I remember. I remember showing up to my first fall trip ready to tent with Huck, only to find out he forgot the poles. I remember feeling like I was on top of the world when graduating 8th grade. I remember winning the most intense game of rock, paper, scissors against Kai above the rapid Black Creek, only to go in and almost immediately flip and pull in my kayak. I remember waking up at 4 a.m. on the Olympic coast, only to jump into 2 feet of water that I thought was dry sand. I remember scoring the winning PK in the state semifinals. And I remember winning the doubles title with Nils while playing the best match of our lives. And finally, I remember embracing the suck on Death Hollow as Ethan and I plunged into every hole possible, no matter how cold we were. My time in the school is now over, but I will carry these amazing memories and friendships with me forever. Thank you to my mom and dad for giving me an incredible life and being the most genuine, supportive, and loving parents I could ask for. Thank you to Ivana and Jeff for being amazing step-parents and having such positive impacts on my life. I truly love you both. Thank you, Seb and Matt. I know you guys aren't here, but I love you guys and can't imagine my life without you. Thank you to every other relative from my wild and huge family. You all mean the world to me. Thank you to all the faculty and staff. You all played an incredible impact on my life, and I truly treasure you all. And finally, thank you to the class of 2021. You all are my second family, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Sunny. A few nights ago, on our last night of Quest, I sat awake around the fire pit as the rest of my classmates peacefully slept. I quietly reflected on the past few days, months, and years, and bounced between the bittersweet feelings of closing chapters, moving away, and the beautiful lives that lie ahead of us. However, I continued to return to one thing, and that was the overwhelming sense of gratitude and love I felt in the deepest part of my heart. It's a feeling indescribable by words, and all I can say is thank you. Thank you to my parents for trusting my gut and supporting my goals and dreams, and thank you, Mom, for moving your entire life to be here with me for my senior year. Thank you, Paris, for being my forever best friend, even when I act like you're not. And of course, thank you to my classmates for welcoming me in and filling the last 4 years of my life with pure joy. To know you all is to love you all, and I couldn't be more proud to be a part of this class. Saying goodbye to you all feels harder than I could have ever imagined, and for that, I feel so lucky. Though in the next few months we'll find ourselves scattered across the world, I'll hold each and every one of you in my heart and forever cherish the memories we had and the bonds we share. I love you guys.
The dictionary defines superlative as of the highest order or degree. To me, this is the essence of the Sun Valley Community Schools spirit. This school has been the catalyst to my hunger for knowledge, compassion, and my overwhelming fondness for love. Being a cutthroat means finding a path that fits who you are and what you will become. Being a cutthroat means to spread a dash of love into the world each day. Being a cutthroat means rediscovering a sliver of light that was once lost. Being a cutthroat means standing in your body with both feet on the ground. Being a cutthroat means breathing in the air of the present moment. Being a cutthroat means summiting a peak beyond all perpetual doubts. Being a cutthroat means the ebbing and flowing words of a story spoken with passion. Being a cutthroat is superlative. To the Sun Valley Community School, my parents and my family, the faculty, and the class of 2021, I thank you for creating a space where I was able to stand with both of my feet on the ground and simply be. You have shown me the light the world possesses, and for that, I thank you.
Hi, my name is Ethan Marks. I've spent the last 7 years of my life at this school, so I think it's unrealistic to be able to sum it all up in just this speech. But there are a few things I would like to mention. I would like to share my deep gratitude for my family for providing me with the privilege of going to this school and growing up in this valley. I have always been supported in everything I have chosen to pursue, and that's 100% of my family's love for me and the passion of the faculty at this school. I don't think I could ever return how much love and support I have felt from everyone around me, especially just with this speech. I also want to share how much I love every single person in my class and how much I will miss all of our deep connections when we go our separate ways this fall. Through the ups like catching frogs along the Colorado River at midnight in our pajamas on quest, to downs like accidentally throwing a super spreader event, we are one of the most united, intelligent, caring, adventurous, and amazing groups of people I will ever consider myself to be a part of. Finally, I just want to say that the community school is one of the most amazing schools in the world, and I think that in order to keep it that way, the school needs to continue to hire amazing teachers, maintain a strong local presence in the student body, and continue to remember its origins and ethos. Thank you all.
Hello, I'm Julia Ott, and to start, I'd like to share a quote that has greatly impacted me in my life. Be a part of a different sort of family with friends you know, who understand that things are only worth what you're willing to give up for them. Molly Astor, Peter and the Starcatcher. This may feel like an end, but I know it's not. Because I know I will visit Rye in New York, and I know Crosby and I will make the 45-minute drive and visit each other at college, and I know I will call Eden when she passes her first bill on the Senate floor and congratulate her for all of her hard work. And I know I can always walk back onto campus and be welcomed with open arms. This may feel like an end, and in some ways it is, but is more a blossoming into our next adventures. The people sitting behind me are not just my friends, but are my family. The class of 2021 has a bond that cannot be broken, and I will always be your cheerleader in life. I cannot wait to see what you do. Thank you to community school for giving me the best 13 years of my life. Do not take it for granted. 13 years, and I just want more. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Eden Rose, and I'm going to tell you a poem by my favorite American poet, Tupac Shakur. Did you hear about the rose that grew from the crack in the concrete? Proving nature's all wrong, it learned to walk without having feet. Funny as it seems, but by keeping its dreams, it learned how to breathe fresh air. Long live the rose that grew from concrete when no one else cared. Transferring sophomore year to a completely new school in a new state, let's just say the odds were against me. I had a really hard transition, but I did have one thing, grit. The grit that shaped me to who I am today. I pushed through the concrete. I created friendships and connections with people in the community that will be everlasting. Thanks to community school, I was able to follow and pursue my passions. I even found love for new ones. I learned how to not only uplift myself, but others around me. I kept my morals in my right hand and the new values the school instilled in my left. Long live us, the graduating class of 2021, because we are the change makers, the artists, the athletes, the big thinkers of the future. And I want to thank my parents who left their lives in Los Angeles to come and support me here for my senior year. Augie, you are my best friend, and I know we fight a lot, but I love you. And Nana and Papio, thank you for coming and making the trek from Denver. I missed you guys a lot. And thank you to my friends who are in the audience. I see you guys. And to my faculty and staff who work at community school, you guys are the best and a great support system. Thank you and congratulations to the class of 2021. Woo!
I'm Fallon, and I've had an absolutely amazing high school experience, and I owe that to all of the people who have been here with me along the way. I am truly so grateful for all of my friends, and I can only hope to meet people as amazing as you guys all are in college. And I especially want to thank my family, my brothers for keeping me humble, and my parents, my mom for always sending me those little GIFs or every time I do anything in my life, she sends me one of those in the morning, and it's really nice. And my dad. Okay. And my dad for showing me that if you really want good results, you have to put the work in. I don't say it enough, but I love you all. Okay.
Hi. My bad. Hi, Banks. Nice sunglasses. He's a pro skier. Ever since I came to the community school, I've looked forward to each day. Walking in the classes, seeing the big windows that peer into the outside world, talking to my teachers about our weekends, and laughing with my friends. I love going to school, and this is something I've never been able to say before until I came to the community school. Frankly, I'd love another year here, maybe even 2. And I can't say that I'm all that excited to graduate. I'm scared I won't be able to find friends as great as the ones I've made here, and I'm worried I'll be bored without the mountains and the rivers and the trails that I play on. And hell, I really wanted that state title before I left. But I feel lucky to have a place that'll be this hard to leave. To the class of 21, thank you guys for welcoming me in. Clay and Maggie for being my dorm parents for the past 2 years. I know it's not an easy job. You guys have dealt with me setting off a stink bomb and leading a conspiracy theory that the dorm has bugs in it and it's a CIA experiment, which I still believe that's partially true. Mom and Dad, thank you guys for letting me leave home and seek a life that was built for me. I can confidently say that you're the best parents I've ever had. And every dorm meeting on Monday night, we end with 2 claps. And so I'd like to end my speech the same way, mostly because I think it'll sound really cool, but also for sentimental value. So 2 claps. Thank you.
I'm back. First off, thank you to my parents. Without all your hard work, I wouldn't even have the opportunity to be here right now. I love you both. I would thank my brothers, but they didn't thank me in their graduation speeches. Just kidding. Thank you, Bennett and Will. I can't imagine anyone who could set a better example in life for me, except for that one time when we were scootering when we were young. Thank you, Elliot, for being the best teacher in and out of the classroom, and I can't wait for more days on the river with you. Kevin, you've been the best advisor and friend that I could ever ask for. Thank you for all your hard work over the years. Rondi, without you, I don't think I would be graduating today, and so thank you for all your help. Thank you to Bish, Will, Gladys, Nate, Pat, Johnny, and all my other coaches for helping me become who I am today. And finally, thank you to my teachers and friends who have helped me along the way. And to all the Steelers haters out there, I'm sorry if your feelings were hurt when Juju danced on your logo and then your team got clapped right after.
Hi, my name's Alex Austin. In my opinion, it wouldn't be realistic to sum up my community school experience with a minute speech, so I'll share some so-called wisdom I wish I knew throughout high school. First, work for experience, not money. Second, it's who you know. And third, sometimes it's good to prove someone wrong. I couldn't have done it without all my great friends and family who helped me even when I didn't need it. Thanks to the Minor family for your generosity throughout the years. Thank you to my siblings for always putting up with me and teaching me so much. Thanks to all my grandparents who have given me more than I ever could have asked for. I appreciate it more than you know. Lastly, I'd like to give a huge thanks to my dad, John, for working so hard to supply me with this amazing life I live. I couldn't imagine it without you. You've given up so much, and I can't express how grateful I am to have such an amazing person in my life. Thank you.
Since I was lucky enough to speak earlier about this incredible class in school, I would like to use this time to thank the people who have made this life of mine so special. First, Will, Scotty, and the rest of the SVSEF staff. Thank you for the most incredible 10+ years of Greyhawk laps, powder days, and fun adventures. Being a part of this program truly has shaped me into the person I am today. Not only have I learned immeasurable life lessons, but through the sport of ski racing, I found my passion, met some of my forever friends, and learned the true meaning of work ethic, determination, and perseverance. To my grandparents, Marn and Poppy, P and Gramps, thank you both for taking my parents here years ago on family vacations and for introducing them to this incredible valley and community. Because of you, they fell in love with this town. And now, 18 years later, I'm beyond grateful to call this amazing place home. Even more, thank you for following my family out here, for watching me as I've grown up, and for supporting me and cheering me on as I have raced down the mountain or sprinted across the soccer field. To my sister, Libby, even though you're probably squirming in the audience right now because this is too ooey gooey, I'm going to embarrass you anyway. Thank you for being my greatest role model and my best friend. Not only have you taught me what it means to work hard and push for your dreams, but you've shown me how to be authentically myself and to live life with humor, courage, and sass. I love you. Finally, to my parents, Mom and Dad, I will never be able to thank you enough for building and supporting this incredible life of mine. You're my biggest fans and my best teachers. From guiding me as I learned to ski or water ski, driving me to races across the West and cheering me on, to supporting me through the college journey as I explored the East and my hopes to ski in college. You two are truly the most incredible, hardworking, and passionate people. I love you both and can't wait to explore Maine with you this fall. Thank you.
Amazing job. The finishing touch, diplomas. I'd like to invite Steve Shaffrin to the stage to help me with this process.
Ready? Okay.
Ridge Wyatt Dirksmeyer. Huck Alden Dirksmeyer. Rosa Quinn Clauser. Kai Thea Nelson. James Peabody Griswold. Ryder O'Leary Sarchet. Gabriel Elijah Delgado. Kaya Annika Monk Dibdal. Axel Barrett Deal. Daphne Hannah Achilles. Tobias Webb Rafford. Caroline Estep. Odari Tamayo. Paris Rose Himmelman. Imael Untiveros Inca. Nora Claire Dottle. Lola Elizabeth Street. Jackson Howard Giles. Elizabeth Tracy Pogue. Zachary Richard Younger. James Forbes Carlin. Noelle Catherine LaFleur. Ethan Jeffrey Hunt. Crosby Christian Bow. Kaylin Manukian Bradshaw. William Boyd DeWolf. Anwe Suyui Kirk. Kristen Eastham. Christine. Josh Michael Blackburn. Layla Claire Maxwell. Jed Christ Caruth. Madeline Blackburn Dunn. Philip Nils Huss. We good?
Where's our next row?
Rye William Frulich. Julia Lucille Ott. Fallon Alexandra Hanna. Charles Robert Snyder. Alexander Barrett Austin. Merritt McCall Kaiser. Aaron Alexander Gathman. Eden Nyla Rose. Ethan Quam Marks. Sonny Pratt. Savannah Spain Spoor. Eli Clark Fuller.
Yes, Eli. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2021. We get the music. There it is. All right. Through your prayers.
Sed nomini